What is going on YouTube? It is your boy SnD back again with another gameplay for you guys. Today I'm bringing you guys a little special episode. This is kind of like a throwback game. You know, I've been kind of pissed that like I can't bring you guys like any like real competitive content because as you guys know, I'm not on a team right now. I'm still looking for a team. I'm trying to find a a good group of three that I could work well with and who have placed decently well at events. So anyway, that's a story for another day. But as you guys know, I am still looking for a team, and hopefully I'll get a team for the next upcoming event, whether that be an MLG event or a UMG event. But anyway, this is a throwback episode. As you guys can see, this is when I was back on Prime Example. As you guys know, that was the team that I went to with Dallas that placed 13th. But anyway, this is a SnD game on the map Express, and I actually go pretty ham. I think I go about 10-0. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. Like I said, I go 10-0, and hopefully I do pretty good on it. But anyway, that's not the topic of discussion for today. The topic of for today is the importance of professionalism. Now, I've always been a guy that's always preached professionalism. Whether it be on Twitter, whether it be any social media or in person, whatever. And nobody really got the bigger picture of everything. I've always been a humbling person. I consider myself to be a pretty respectable person in this community, but a lot of people never really got like, they never really cared about their appearance. They never really cared how people thought of them, and that was a lot of people's mindset. But I've always preached this to my old teammates and people that I've always teamed with, that this stuff actually matters. There's always people that are watching what you say, what you do, and whether you believe it or not, COD esports is growing every single year. We just saw the Ghost multiplayer reveal, and how they're incorporating esports, esports features in the game. It's really becoming a big thing. Every year it's getting bigger, and it's just, your appearance is just everything now. You gotta watch what you say, and you gotta watch what you do, because whatever you say on a social media site or whatever, there's always, even if you're on a big name team like a sponsorship, you're a part of an organization, they're gonna care about what you say. They're gonna care about what you say on Twitter. They don't want you going on Twitter and having these big feuds with people on Twitter, and you arguing back and forth and saying like inappropriate words and stuff like that. And I'm a guy, I've never been a part of that. If you guys follow me on Twitter and stuff, I've never been that type of person. Maybe there was probably one or two instances where I've done it, but that was like way back in the day when I first got Twitter, and I wasn't really as big as I am now. But it's just a lot of people don't get the bigger picture, in my opinion. And I've always visioned that bigger picture, way back. And like I've said, I've always tried to preach it, to my old teammates and stuff like that. And another reason why I'm, trying to tell you guys about professionalism is because we saw UMG Atlanta that was this weekend, and I know every single person probably watching this video right now saw what happened. You guys saw the videos on YouTube of when people get a little bit too intense in the game, and they get a little bit, they kind of lose their composure, and they don't really think before they say things. So I know, the biggest one is, with Killa and Miracles and Parasite as well. They were personally attacking, the other team, and as well as the fans, and, talking about how they have so much money in their bank account and stuff like that. And, that doesn't set a good image for anybody. I mean, I don't think they really understand, like, when you say something really ignorant like that, and start talking about how much money you would have and stuff like that. There's, we're trying to grow this community. We're trying to bring more people in it. We're trying to bring more sponsors that want to be a part of it and stuff like that. And I don't know if they understand, how that affects the whole entire community, because it's affecting every single person. And it's just not a really good idea. These players got to realize there's fans out there that look up to these players, especially professional players. I know they have a lot of fans. They have over thousands and thousands of people on Twitter. They have people coming up to them at events asking them for autographs and stuff like that. It's just, I don't think players really understand how much of their appearance really matters to them. There's people out there that look up to these players, and for you to act like an idiot on Twitter and even in person and saying so many, you know, uh, just so many bad things to other people. It really just hurts our community. It hurts, you know, all the fans that follow you. And it's crazy because even me as a person, you know, if I go into like a league game once in a while, like there's legitimately like actual like fans of me that like I never really thought of myself as like a big person in this community. Like people always tell me like, "Oh, wow, you're Insanity, you're a professional player." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm not even a professional player. You know, I only plays 13th once." But still they see me as, you know, as an inspiration, I guess you could say. You know, I've gotten people saying they actually like look up to me and stuff like that, and I never really thought of myself like that. And I can't even imagine myself as, you know, one of these other professional players such as like Killer Miracles, you know, even Nate Shot. Nate Shot is just, he's pretty much like a, I don't even know. He's like the biggest guy in our community right now, but it's crazy. Like they just take everything for granted. They don't realize that so many there's so many people looking up to these players. And you know, it's kind of like a disgrace that they don't embrace that. They don't embrace the fact that these people look up to them. And you know, when you go to these events and you know you set a bad image for yourself, it's definitely not a good thing. And you know, I'm just hoping that, you know, a lot of the pro players now start to realize that, and start to realize, you know, there's a bigger picture to all this. It's not about all the money. It's about, you know, making this an actual career, not just, you know, worthwhile. Maybe it can, you know, keep you, you know, not having a job for the next couple of years. Like you can legitimately make this out of a career if you wanted to, as well as I'm trying to do the same thing right now. And I have a lot to do before I can even get to that point in my Call of Duty career. But you know, I hope people start to realize that, you know, there's so much more you can do. You know, if you just change your appearance, you know, sponsors will, you know, most likely want to sponsor you, product sponsorship, you know, different organizations that come into the scene. Like I just hope that people start to see the bigger picture, you know, that you can make so much money off of this game. But they just I don't know, it just bugs me that like people don't see that bigger picture. But I think over time, you know, that's really going to change. And there's actually a lot of people I respect, you know, for keeping their professional image. There's there's a lot of people that really need to work on their image. But as for the most of the part, I think there's a lot of good players in this community that, you know, really mean well. And you know, they embrace their fans. You know, they find a way to interact with them. You know, when they're not at events, you know, they do open lobbies. They do, you know, inviting people to when they play League Play and stuff like that. And that's great. That's a good way to interact with your fans and, you know, keeping them a part of your journey, I guess you can say. I hope people start to embrace that fact.
Charges diffused.
So anyway, guys, as you guys can see, the gameplay is winding down, as I did go 10-0. It was against a decent team, nobody really special, but Jugster and Frag, you know, they're both really good players. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay. You guys you can, you know, like or favorite the video and tweet out the video. That always helps me out, and I would greatly appreciate it. And you can follow me on Twitter at InsanityCOD, and I'm also streaming daily on twitch.tv, so I'll have all those links down in the description below. But it's twitch.tv/VinsanityTV, and like I said, all those links will be down in the description below. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy the gameplay and the voiceover commentary. But anyway, I'm out for right now, so peace.